Hey people, welcome to the channel. Stay for this video. I promise it will be worth your time. I'll go through 5 fatal mistakes that people make regarding security and self-defense, especially when in their homes, especially when facing situations that they simply do not fully understand. This is fairly typical in countries where they don't have a high level of violence and criminality. And I'm talking about things I've seen firsthand. I'm talking about being in Texas, staying in the house of guys that were actually, special forces. And I walked into the house, looked around, and within 5 seconds I was, dear God, this person could not live where I come from. He would be targeted immediately and probably killed as well. And even though, yes, an actual special forces soldier, a guy that has been dealing with violence and firearms and war as his profession. But his profession is that. His profession is not security, self-defense, and dealing with high criminality, which involves other challenges. Now, I talk about this all the time, of course, in the channel, and you have, of course, my books, 3 Survival Skills and Surviving the Economic Collapse. I'll start with number 1, all right? It's going to be 5 different points. Number 1 is not incorporating safety habits, security habits to your life, to your basic routine, to what you do on a daily basis. Again, this is just the kind of thing I was just talking about. Walking into a house and the guy is trained, the guy is armed, the guy has a screen sliding door as his back door, and it's not even, you can literally slide it open. Oh, hey, and it's not as if I didn't mention it. Like, dude, really, that's how, no, we live in a very safe community. Really? Do you? Well, honestly, yeah, kind of, but not really. You're talking about, without getting into details because there's no point to it, but I'm talking about a city in Texas that had somewhat average crime rates. This is a massive flaw in the security plan. No matter how many guns you have, if all someone has to do is walk around your house and avoid the not locked front door and just slide the mosquito screen right out of the way and walk into your house and have access to a number of guns that you have all over the place, that is a massive flaw in your preparedness plan. That's a massive flaw in your security plan. And I'm talking about guys that are not only soldiers, but are special forces guys, right? These guys that, these are the guys that do the YouTube videos with 1 million subscribers. Dude, really? I only have to walk around your house, slide it open, and I have a nice AR right there sitting on a corner? Yeah, that's really not what you want to do. And these are the things you get away with because this is like Lisa Simpson's stone to repel elephants that she sold to her dad, right? She sold Homer, look, Dad, this is like if I have this elephant repelling stone, there's no elephants around. It's not that this actually works. It's simply that there's no elephants here. And Homer still wanted to buy the stone. Well, it's the same thing here. You're not facing the consequences of living in a high criminality area because it hasn't reached that threshold still, right? You may be surprised one day. And these things happen all the time and you see it in the news. Oh, the neighbor got a gun from the other neighbor because the gun was not secure. And we'll get that to in a second. But the idea of not incorporating these things as part of your security plan and just having, I just have a gun. Well, but what about everything else? Do you lock your doors, sir? Are you aware of what are the moments of more risk when going in and out of your house? Locking the doors would be the first step, but you know what I'm talking about here. Number 2, not understanding and overestimating or underestimating the threats you're facing. This is probably going to be linked to number 1 here too. But, I just got into a fight with my neighbor and someone ended up getting shot. You're bringing a gun to an argument with your neighbor because of the music, because of the loud noises, because of the dog. Really? That's what you're doing? You cannot go and talk with your neighbor like a civilized person. Oh, but my neighbor is a crackhead. Well, that means you have to be extra cautious then. Do you think you're the only one that faces people that have mental problems, drug addictions, people that get drunk? Maybe you don't even engage. Just call the cops. Hey, look, my drunk neighbor is shooting at birds in the backyard and, I'm a little bit worried, You don't even engage. You let someone else, that's his actual job, take care of it. Now, if you're not dealing with that and you're just dealing with just domestic neighborhood stuff, try to have a conversation. Hey, buddy, you know what? Really, could you please bring down the music a little bit? Your neighbor is a civilized, normal ass person. Yeah, sure, no problem, Bill. That's gonna be fine. Or, hey, you know what? I'm having a party. Oh, I get it. Okay, just please try to keep it in mind. Maybe next time, try to keep it. Maybe even stay there. Right? Have a positive attitude. You know what? You go have a conversation with your neighbor. Maybe you stay there for a beer or two with him, and then you go back home. Right? And as you leave, you know what? I was actually coming here to talk to you about something else. Yeah. You know, I have to get up early tomorrow. Could you please bring the music down? Yeah, yeah, I'll do it right now. Or you know what? Yeah, we're closing down in half an hour. So yeah, don't worry. And maybe that's what ends up happening. These are the things rational, normal people do when resolving problems. Number 3, not understanding the law and thinking that you just have the right to, open fire on anyone. Now, there's going to be differences, especially in the United States, between the states where you are, castle, law and whatnot, stand your ground. All of these things may change from one state to the other. But it is fairly common to see people that just find the solution to everything, shooting at whatever car crosses their path. That is really not the way you should go about things, and most of all, that's not really what the law allows you to do. If you end up shooting a neighbor because he had loud music, you're probably gonna end up in jail. If you end up shooting someone in the back that was not really a threat to you, there's a good chance you will end up in jail, even if you can stand your ground. You're no longer standing your ground. That guy is away from you, running away from you, and you just shoot them in the back. There's a good chance you'll end up in jail. There's a video recently of a clerk in a store that shot a shoplifter through the door. The guy was messing around. He had left. He was going back in. He locked the door, and he was not allowed in, right? And he just tried to open the door, and he just shot him, right? That's really not what you want to do. There's different videos in which there's another video with somewhat of a similar situation. Crazy boyfriend tried to force his way into his ex-girlfriend's house. The father was in the house. He was, Billy, go away, Billy, go away. Yeah, don't do it. And Billy kept on kicking until the moment in which he actually broke the door. That's when he got shot. I think it was through the door, but there's a video of this happening. You see how he actually broke the door and was making his way in. He already broke the door. That is very different from just someone that does like this on the door and you just shoots through the glass and kill the person. One guy ends up in jail, the other one does not. Very important to know the difference. Very important to know what local laws apply to you. And you know what? Use some common sense. Now, there's also the case, and I do these videos in my Spanish channel as well. There's people that think, oh, the law does not allow me to do this or that. You're gonna wait until you get killed? I get the point of knowing what local laws apply to you, but when it comes down to it, preserving your life and your loved ones and your family is always my priority, and it should be yours as well, right? Then I'll have time to make proper explanations, but I know who I am. I'm a civilized, law-abiding person, and I try to avoid using violence as much as I can. If I end up using violence, it's because my life is without a doubt in danger, or my love, or my family. This will 99.9% of the time avoid you landing in jail. You just avoid using force up until the moment there's really no other option left. If you go by that, there is an extremely small chance you'll ever have a problem. Nothing is perfect, but that much I can tell you. Number 4, and this is maybe something that not so much in the United States, the idea of a warning shot. Well, maybe not so much in the United States up until the moment in which the damn president of the United States, Joe Biden, was, just shoot a shotgun. Jill, just tell Jill, just shoot with a shotgun in the backyard. Just blast. That is illegal. Yeah, I don't care if it was Joe Biden saying you to do so. Trust me, sir. Just shooting randomly into the air at the nothingness is illegal in pretty much in all of the United States. Right? Brandishing a gun, illegal too. Shooting randomly into the dark, illegal. No doubt whatsoever. You tell this to a judge, yeah, I was scared, so I started shooting into the dark. Okay, sir. Okay, let's lock your crazy ass up. All right? So don't shoot randomly, and don't use shooting as ways of threatening people. If you have to shoot, it's because someone is actually trying to kill you, then you shoot to stop that threat. Just shooting randomly is the kind of thing that crazy old senile former presidents say, but doesn't make any sense, and you should be avoiding that at all costs. Number 5, and this is a big one, which is the access to your firearm. As I was explaining before, this is the kind of thing you see guys that were in the military, guys that have some training. But the idea of just leaving randomly guns all over the place, oh, that's because I have quick access. Yeah, so has a guy that just slided the door and walked into your living room without you even noticing because you were watching TV. Just a few yards away, but you were distracted. The guy opened the door, grabbed your gun, and robbed the place, or shot you in the back of the head. Whatever he feels like doing, he has the control, you don't. You didn't even lock the doors, point number 1. You don't even have the gun secured, point number 5. Your gun should be either under your control or secured in one way or another. Now, this is a point that has a lot of nuance to it because it really depends on who you are, what your family looks like, who lives in the house. If you live in a small apartment and you have a gun and you have a safe for it when you're not there and you have easy access to it, yeah, that sounds like a plan. I have a quick access little safe in the bedroom, and I have like a little condo, right? So a small place. So chances of me needing the gun is I'm either just a few feet away, or I'm in bed and I have my gun pretty quickly if I need it. And if someone breaks in, they don't have immediate access to it. Okay, that sounds reasonable. No, I'm retired. I'm in my house all day long, so I have my gun here because I don't have to worry about someone accessing the gun because I have my damn doors locked. So I can reach my gun, I have quick access to it, and I have no concerns of someone unauthorized having access to it. I have a bunch of kids running around the house. Okay, who is there? Who's actually watching over the kids? Who's controlling those firearms? What's going on there? You need to be realistic and adult and responsible about having. This is going to be the Goldilocks point of not too hot, not too cold. It's going to be the Goldilocks of it is secured, but I have quick access to it if I need it, right? It is secure because I'm alone. I have a 1-month-old baby. My baby is not going to crawl up into my safe or wherever and grab a gun, right? That's not going to happen. Or a gun rack even, right? I live in a farm somewhere in US. I live in a cabin, and I have a gun rack because, that's what I do here. Who has access to it? Who could walk and grab one? These are all questions you need to answer and find what works best for you. Guys, these are just some of the things that you see all the time, either on the news or you hear from people that, oh yeah, a kid got shot because a gun wasn't secured. A kid got shot in his mom's car because the dumbass mom had a gun loose in his purse, and the kid was looking for a tablet to play some stupid video game and got shot with a mom's gun. These things happen pretty much daily, and these are the things we need to address as well. Folks, see you on our next video. Take care.